Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We got Eric, we got AJ, we got Rudo as the Avs lose 5-2 to the Philadelphia Flyers in a game that wasn't very good. Was not very good from the Avs. Certainly not the second and third periods.
No, man. Don't you know? The Flyers are really good, Rudo.
Okay.
They're so good, man.
Are they?
No, not really.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. I wasn't going to be able to make that argument for this game.
I don't think that this one's that complicated. You need better from your best guys.
I mean, it turns out if you shoot yourself in the foot a bunch of times, it's hard to walk.
And
like
it's who shoots you in the foot, too. If you look and you see, Miles Wood made a mistake and it cost you, that sucks. But shit happens. When it's Val Nichushkin, when it's Cale Makar, when it's your top-end guys blowing up and costing you the game, that sucks.
You mean when you get into the third period and it's a one-goal game and your top line every shift is giving up a breakaway, like a clean breakaway?
Yeah, it's bad.
You're like, oh, maybe this isn't so great.
Not
You
good.
know, Kale's doing inexplicable things with the puck just inside the blue line. Two guys get a breakaway, and you get a miracle from Ivan Prosvetov.
One.
I mean, he makes two saves there, so I'm counting them both.
Sure, whatever.
Miracle from Ivan Prosvetov. And then you totally hang him out to dry again.
Yep.
Still.
Just out of curiosity on that penalty shot. First of all, good on them for not being cowards and actually awarding one, finally.
We'll talk about this in a little bit.
But Nathan MacKinnon, like, would you rather
just let it happen?
Yeah.
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 Most guys in the pressure during play, they're like, oh, God, there's somebody right behind me. I don't have time to do all this cute shit. Whatever.
That's when Nathan MacKinnon just yells something absolutely crazy, chasing Travis Konecny down.
Well, I'm a child of the internet, so I've got suggestions.
Maybe don't say them out loud.
I won't say them on our pod.
But I think you kind of just let the play develop. Also, we're just in this conversation, let's just have it. Given the way we've watched that get called all season, I'm betting Nathan MacKinnon thinks they're not going to call a penalty shot there.
Pretty fairly. I mean, you're right. They have not aggressively called penalty shots.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Do you want to give him a 2-minute power play? Probably not, but...
In that situation, yes.
Okay.
I trust the Avs PK more than I trust Ivan Prosvetov in a penalty shot situation.
It's fair.
You know why the PK, actually? I believe that the game was turned on a dime a little bit there, and those 3 chances shorthanded the Avs got.
The nuke one.
That, you know what I mean? But there was a few. Remember, LOC went down.
Yeah, Cogliano had one.
I couldn't tell, if he missed the net or whatever. I mean, we were in the building, but and there was a few chances there. I mean, so yeah, maybe I would have taken the PK instead of the penalty shot. I agree.
Would have rather taken neither.
Well, yeah.
How is it that don't give up the breakaway isn't our first option? But I mean, I guess it always is, right?
I want to talk about this more, but we're kind of all over the place. Let's do the 60-second rundown first. I actually thought the Avs played pretty decently in the first period. They just couldn't buy one. Handful of great chances, including a power play opportunity where they just don't get one, man. Mikko gets a bunch of great opportunities, and the puck just...
You're just waving your arms a lot?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I put it behind, so it can't...
Yeah. But, I mean, you're waving your arms like this, and so I'm just not trusting.
All right, well, I don't trust the Avs either on tonight. So.
Fair enough, man.
First period, really didn't think the Avs played that bad, but they give up a grade A chance towards the end, and it costs them. And then they get it back because Nathan MacKinnon is good and Carter Hart is bad. Second period, Avs kind of see the wheels start to fall off, and it doesn't really get better from there. They end up giving up 4 goals to scoring just 1. A Josh Manson point shot, goes in, but they trail the entire game and lose because they got what they deserved.
All right.
So we can go back to the conversation we're having here. And again, my problem with tonight isn't that the Avs struggled. You have games where you don't play super well. Where you have problems is the play that leads to the penalty shot ultimately is Val Nichushkin just being way too casual with the puck at the offensive blue line.
Oh, yeah.
He tries some backhand nonsense that gets picked off and goes the other way. And the part of it that I really struggle with is that play almost happened 5 times tonight.
Yeah, and for a long time, we've talked about the Avs kind of being a high wire act in the offensive zone, right inside their own blue line.
Yeah.
For a long time, they've been one of the few teams that plays like that. Now all the teams play like that, which means that all the teams are comfortable defending against it, and they all know this is where we can cheat. We can make a play here.
Yep.
We can get something free against these guys and go the other way. And it's why the Avs give up the odd man rushes and the breakaways that they do, because they have not adjusted to the fact that teams are playing them more aggressively in that aspect of the game. That area of the ice, the Avs have always been a little dicey in terms of their decision-making and their willingness to try some stuff that maybe other teams wouldn't. And now that teams are defending it, because they're not just defending it against Colorado, they're defending it against everybody. All the games that I've been watching in the NHL this year, one of the things that I've noted the most is that weird play where Nathan MacKinnon floats out high in the offensive zone and throws a puck on net. Everybody runs a variation of it now.
Yep.
It's no longer a Nathan MacKinnon special. Everybody has something that they do like that. And when you have the extra guy, when you have the extra forward out there, that means you have another defender that high.
Yep.
And that means that if you make a mistake there's nobody behind you. There's no help. And watching the Avs not adjust to that and continue to make some of those mistakes in a game like this, you're like, don't do that. In the games where it works, you're like, the Avs are so good. But I do think it is a thing that they need to start to limit in their game a little bit more. Not saying remove it because they're good at it, because it does create chances for them, but smarter. As you said, way less casual. Way less casual.
Well, you can press the game, you know what I mean? And I get it. You're down by a goal, you're pressing the game. But there's a way to press the game, you know what I mean? And then when you're making those mistakes, like tonight, it was Val, Kale, obviously didn't capitalize on Kale's mistake because he stopped the 2 shots there on the breakaway.
Yeah.
And then is it the Val one that, Nate ends up taking the penalty for the penalty shot. There's a way to press the game. And when you have like 15, 12 minutes, whatever it is, plenty of time. This is a high potent offense. And when they're going, they get chances, And that's what I didn't like in the third. All of a sudden, they try to become something different, and that's what bothered me tonight. You know what I mean? Because you don't play to your identity, and you have so many weapons that you don't need to force it. It will come. It will be there. Now, you go back at it. If in the first 2 periods, your top end guys, for example, I thought Nate was fine. He made that good play, the goal there, kept the streak alive. It's awesome. I mean, he's been really good lately. But I go back to Mikko again, and again, I hate criticizing Mikko because he's an elite player. But right now, he's not playing at an elite level. He got chances tonight, which is nice compared to other games, which I thought. I texted you after the first, it's coming. You know what I mean? And I told him, he's going to get a hat trick because I agree with his bet. But so I do love Mikko, but it's just not enough right now. And when you're a top end guy, it's not about the money. What I'm saying is, but you're on the upper echelon of your team in a salary cap era.
Yeah,
you get paid to produce. You have to produce. And it sucks. It is, because Miles Wood can go 10 games without a goal. Nobody's going to talk about it. But Mikko goes 10
It
games.
might be like a footnote,
Right,
right?
that's my point. And I remember, again, I go back to Avalanche 1.0, playing with Joe and Peter and those guys. Woof, I'll tell you one thing, they didn't have a lot of those slumps. They produced night in and night out. And tonight, if you get a little bit more from, your top end guys or shorthanded, like in that situation, you don't whiff, and not that it's Val's fault, but the puck jumped over him. It's a different game. Because you go in 3-2 instead of down 3-2. Philly's not playing the same way in the third. They would have chased the game a bit, then all of a sudden the Avs would have made him pay. So,
I mean, hell, you have Mikko Rantanen walks in with a wide open look.
Yeah.
Early in the third when it's still 3-2, and you're like, if he just beats Carter Hart there, which Carter Hart's been really good this year. Like, good
Sure.
for him. That's great. He was really good again tonight.
Yeah.
Outside of the MacKinnon goal. But like, if he beats Carter Hart right there and it's 3-3, you have no idea how this game ends. But he's not getting it done, man. He's just not. It's not happening.
It's tough with Mikko on a night like tonight because he also had some great chances in the first period. Had some great chances on that first power play where you're like, if it's that much better, we're all dunking and going, oh, Mikko's back. It's awesome. It's awesome. But they don't go in.
Yeah.
And if you were in Game 4, Game 5 of this, you're like, all right, Mikko it didn't go in for him tonight, but he's there. You're in Game 9 of this, and you're like, it doesn't matter, dude. Puck's got to go in the net.
Yeah.
But I'll jump in there. Like, when we talk about a losing streak, you don't want to go into a losing streak because it creeps at you, and then all of a sudden you're starting to grip the stick as a team. You're not. It's just hard.
Yeah.
I go back to blackjack all the time, right? You can't win a hand. It's the same thing. You give up again. They've been shooting themselves in the foot the last 2 games, and then those grade A's go in. You know what I mean? And sometimes you get away with it. The other team shoots wide. They hit the post. They don't convert. They don't execute. It's the same thing as an individual. So, Mikko Rantanen's a human being. I'm telling you, he's looking at it now. Now he's like, you can see, just like we talked about Thomas Tatar, right? He's at 28 game, whatever it is, a couple scratches, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it creeps at you, and it's just like as a team a losing streak, and now you're like, no, it's in your head.
Okay.
No, it's because you're a human being. It's a normal feeling to say. Don't think Mikko Rantanen doesn't know that tonight or last game, all of a sudden he converts on a goal, or it might be a different outcome, and that's what he gets paid to do. So right now he's not doing it, and it's hard, and he's a good person that's eating at him, and you can see it's like, it's like he's getting frustrated. So do I think he's going to come out of it? Well, I mean, I'm not going to, again, I'm not the smartest guy in the room right here, but yeah, he will. And when he will, it will be in bunches, but right now it's not happening. And that's why you see a couple losses the last couple games, and there's a big difference there. You know what I mean? And for me, it's not enough. It's not just Mikko. I'm not blaming the game on Mikko. I'm blaming the game on. And there's a couple guys here. There's a certain expectation.
Yeah.
You're supposed to play good here every night. You don't just have one good game, take 5 or 6 off. And I think that's a little bit what's going on right now. There's a couple of guys, you don't see them. So they have a decent game, then they're gone for 5-6 games. And I'm talking about new guys, and it's like, it's every day. It's every night. This league is too tough, and if you want to win championships like the Avs did 2 years ago, they have to get back to that. You know what I mean? Again, this is December. It's not the end of the world. But they always talk about it. Hey, did we do enough to win like if it was the playoffs? Blendar always talks about that, right? Last game tonight, my answer is no. And tonight, is the Philadelphia Flyers a better team than the Avs? They're not. But ask yourself one thing. Who was the hardest working team out there? It wasn't the Avs. And you're not going to win.
It is very hard to win when you're not out working the other guys.
For me, the Flyers were hardest. They were working harder than the Avs.
Yep.
And that's it. So somewhere you can be better than everybody else, but if you don't work hard, you leave it to things like that, it's tough to win.
Well, you know what? Maybe you need energy to work hard, and you get that energy by going to Snarfs. Hit up Snarfs if you were along for the party bus for the takeover. You got a $25 Snarfs gift card for coming and hanging out with us. You can go get yourself some delicious Snarfs at one of their locations. They have a few around Denver. Go check them out. Their sandwiches are ridiculously good. You cannot go wrong no matter what you order from those guys. AJ's munching already. Tons of great options from their roast beef to their hot dog bacon sandwich. They've got it all with Snarfs.
That's the one you picked out.
Which one? Hot dog bacon?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. The hot
that
dog
your favorite?
bacon. You can't go wrong. I'm telling you, it's a good one. They also have Snarf Burger locations if burgers are more your thing.
What?
Yeah, they've got a couple Snarf Burgers locations. They
Really?
make burgers too. Yeah. It's dope stuff. Great food. They pick out fresh ingredients every single day. Get down, go try yourself some Snarfs, and make sure to get their customer appreciation app to get free Snarfs while you're ordering it. Also brought to you by Circa Sportsbook. You can get over with Circa Sportsbook today. You can bet on whatever you want, which apparently never bet on Mikko again might be the play. But until he breaks out, and then it's always bet on Mikko. Either way, you can download the Sportsbook app for Circa at circasports.com. Get in and play today. Of course, if you are planning on heading out to Vegas, make sure to book your stay with Circa too. You can use code DNVR to get 20% off your stay at Circa. When you get out there, plenty of reason to go. Have a great time. It's an awesome place to go vibe in Vegas. Stadium swim and otherwise.
It's crazy cool.
Tons of cool options.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So.
I was really blown away when we were out there, just how much I liked it.
Yep.
Having been to a bunch of casinos and a bunch of Vegas attractions, it had the feeling of being really clean, which in Vegas, is
It's
a
hard to find. Yeah.
It's a very hit or miss proposition. Circa, it just felt good to be at.
Yep. Vibes were good. Go check them out. Go to circusports.com today. Of course, you must be 21 or older if using the sports book. You must be physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER today. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. I want to get into our top 5 in a second, but before we do, I want to continue this conversation. Was Mikko the only problem? No. And that's kind of the problem. On a night when you have Mikko where it's not going for him, and then you have Val, and it's not going for him either, and then you're not getting the best out of Cale Makar.
I don't know, man. I really liked both Mikko and Val.
I did too, but at the same time, missed opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they need to finish.
Yep.
But the way they were skating, the creation of chances, that's all really, really good.
The play was good until it wasn't in the third.
Yeah, and then the Nichushkin mistake in the third, where you're just like, brother,
just can't do that.
Yeah, and that's there's no getting around that. But I thought those guys, MacKinnon too. I thought those guys.
I thought
flying
MacKinnon
around,
was
man.
pretty good tonight.
I thought they were really good. I really liked a lot of what I saw, dude. I don't know what it is about making Ryan Johansen your fourth line center and then playing him 13 minutes, but please do that again. It looked like he took it personally. This is the best Ryan Johansen has looked in a month. I thought Ryan Johansen was really good. I really liked Ryan Johansen.
I had no problems with his play.
Got an assist.
He looks like a yacht in person. I'll put it that way.
Oh man, I bet. I know somebody asked, is he the slowest guy in the NHL? And it's like, no. There are 2 Stromes. And Adam Henrique.
Ooh, Adam Henrique is slow.
Is he?
Nowadays, yeah.
I'd never noticed.
Yeah.
He
Current Adam Henrique.
He was never
prime Adam
the
Henrique.
quickest,
Oh, gotcha.
but
Current Adam Henrique is tough. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
Either way, my point being, you cannot have this list of guys who aren't finishing, especially when they are your top guys.
Yeah.
The only one that really did it tonight was MacKinnon.
Yeah, and then you get a weird goal that was a carbon copy of the goal that Josh Manson scored against Jordan Binnington in Game 1 against St. Louis.
Wasn't in overtime for the win this time, but,
No, but it looked exactly the same. Complete with the goalie just being like, oh no,
what
it's
the hell?
in.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to win hockey games in a situation like that. Because, let's face it, those are the dudes who need to get you across the finish line. You don't go out on any given night and ask Miles Wood to get you there.
Yeah.
You don't go out and ask, honestly, even a Ross Colton, who also had some great A's that didn't go for him tonight. But when your top guys aren't going, it's just hard to win, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I actually agree with one of the comments that just got put up a few minutes ago that the Avs just kind of didn't get the bounces on this one. Like Val on the PK, like that puck bounces over his stick kind of thing, you know? And like that stuff happens. You know, the Avs went through like a 7-game stretch where they were scoring 4 or 5 goals every single night.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, this is not going to continue. Yeah. And you know it's not going to continue because it's the NHL, man. And it's really hard to score goals, and things like this happen when you have ice and you have pucks involved. And I'm not saying that the Avs were unlucky. They're not. This is not an unlucky game, but also
there is some bad luck in there still.
Little things happen along the way, and you're like, yeah, that's a chance that you don't get back. That's a chance that you don't get back.
Yep.
And so it's tough. Like it's tough to overcome that. We saw that tonight. It's tough to overcome. It's really hard to create a bunch of really good scoring chances and then not get anything.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, you look at it tonight. What, Josh scores? That's another D, and then Mac. You know, it's like it's the same trend a little bit of lately. You know what I mean? You need more from some guys. That's it. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. You know what I mean? Like it's just. And when's the last time Kale McCarr had 2 subpar games in a row? I don't remember that. And he's my favorite player on the planet. I'm not, but I mean, he'd be the first guy to tell you tonight, like, that's one of his worst games of the season, and then last game. Well, so that's 2 in a row.
And look, context matters, right? If the Avs have won 4 of their last 5, you look at tonight and you go, they didn't quite execute well enough. Whatever, no big deal. Who cares? They've lost 4 of their last 5.
Yeah.
You're going, you need better. You need to finish those opportunities.
Yeah, and then it's some of the same conversation that we had against the Jets a couple nights ago of...
Same.
You created your biggest problems. You were your worst enemy, your own worst enemy in this game.
Yep.
It's not that they executed at such an insanely high level. It's that you put them in position...
And they finished where you didn't.
Exactly. They finished those opportunities.
Yep.
I don't even remember the sequence, but there was a point when it was still a 1-goal game where I looked at Tiff and I said, difference in goaltending right there. Carter Hart made one of those saves in one of those moments.
Yep.
And Ivan Prosvetov hadn't yet given them many of those saves. He would go on to later on in the game, but And I don't even have like a huge Prosvetov problem tonight. You're talking about like, oh, that's a nice pass to a guy that's open on a back door. Like, guy scores on a penalty shot. Guy scores on a clean break. Like, what are you talking about here? You know, Travis Sanheim walks in because Mikko Rantanen falls down.
Yep.
Twirls himself around, and Travis Sanheim has free reign to just walk in and pick a corner. Like, what are you talking about with a goalie there? So that's Prosvetov tonight. I can have some problems with some things in his game.
Yeah.
But overall, it would be really unfair to paint him as like a main culprit in this. You've got to give that guy, especially that guy. That's not Alexander Georgiev. You don't have that kind of trust.
Yep.
You have to play better in front of him than you did tonight. You have to.
Not placing blame on him here because it's a penalty shot, but that was the one that you felt like the Avs needed.
Yeah.
The game kind of just ends there, and it's one he gets most of. Feels like you need that save.
Yeah, and you just got the same back-to-back save on breakaways and stuff, and like
totally.
Again, I'm never gonna be on a goaltender for he gave up a goal on a penalty shot, but
I hear you.
You want to talk about a turning point in a game? All the air. You guys were in the building. You could tell me. You could tell me for sure. But it felt like as soon as that goal got scored, the air came out of the team.
It did.
Oh yeah.
And it just gone. Yep. And then next thing you know, it was 5-2, and it was really done. It was just like.
Well, okay, so flip the script here. Travis Konecny. I mean, do I take him instead of Mikko Rantanen? No, I take Mikko Rantanen What I'm saying tonight. Konecny, whatever, he connected like a couple times that he needed, right? I'm just saying.
Got him.
Right? He's get the penalty shot. That's the dagger. He executes. And then what is it? The first or second goal, whatever. That was the second one, right?
Yeah.
The first one was the first goal of the game. Second goal, I don't remember.
I mean, that's a 2-on-1.
No,
whatever. But
I'm saying is executing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
totally.
He
He
executed.
finished where Mikko didn't.
That's my point. That's the difference. Now, do I take Mikko Rantanen? Yes.
there are 32 teams in the NHL that all take Mikko Rantanen over
That's
Travis
the point.
Konecny.
We're not bagging on Mikko. We're saying, but tonight, that's the
Travis Konechny's
difference.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
No. Travis
So
is
like
good.
when you look at the Flyers roster, you're going, don't let that guy.
Yeah. Don't let him beat you.
Yeah, don't let that guy be the one that breaks in on open looks because there's
and he connected.
yeah, and then chances that guy. And then the only time that I really have a problem with Prosvetov was the Owen typical. That's bad. And I really hate how Bowen Byram plays it.
Yeah,
I really
he
hate
needs
it.
to take the man there for sure.
I really hate that he's just like skating around and he's just like, oh yeah, hey, the rebound's over there. I'm gonna head to the other side of the net for some inexplicable reason. Like that's the stuff where I'm just like, God, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
But
To be fair, Josh Manson also got torched on that play.
oh, he definitely gets torched. Owen Tippett is definitely going to win a foot race against Josh Manson when he gets around him wide.
Yep.
And he fights through the contact. Like you paid Josh Manson so that guys don't fight through his contact.
Yep.
He needs to be stronger
Yeah.
there. He needs to be stronger. His physicality is the whole key to Josh Manson. And yet Josh Manson walked out with the 2-point night.
Hockey, baby.
I was going to say it's hockey, man.
All right.
It'd be like that.
Let's do our bet 365 never ordinary top 5. The game sucked, but that didn't mean there weren't still fun things going on with the DNVR takeover. I had a good time despite the game's reasons to enjoy the takeover. Here are 5 of them, starting with number 5, which I definitely remember, and Tiff is going to put up on the screen right now. Oh, yeah, it's the bus. I got to be honest. My expectations were low because we'd never been to a takeover that lost. Coming back, the whole bus was belting out Kelly Clarkson Since You've Been Gone.
Nice.
So that's now the Avs loser song. We made it official. Also, it can be a song about Landy. What? Yeah, I know. It would definitely be more like I'm glad you're gone than sad that you're gone. But Kelly Clarkson, Avs loser songs, thanks to the party bus.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to sing Since You've Been Gone, it should be to like Philip Grubauer.
You can pick whoever you want it to be about.
Yeah, I mean it's like a excited breakup anthem.
Yeah.
Like a rousing breakup anthem, not a sad one.
Right. And you're so moving on from the game that you just lost.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kelly. We appreciate you.
She's insane, by the way.
Like actually insane?
Talented, not as a human.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
she's pretty dope as far as I know.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot we live in a different world. I can't say that.
Number 4, we got free beer. You get free beer on the party bus when you come for the takeovers. What's not to love? Makes washing down the pain of these bad Avs games a whole lot easier. Number 3, the Vibe Tribe. What better than to commiserate in this case with the fam, with all the people here in DNVR, the community that we've made. We can all yell and be mad about how bad players are sometimes.
Eric, did you enjoy the takeover?
I loved it. I thought it was
Experience.
great. Hung out with Rudo. Rudo screams all game long. No, we had a kid behind us that screamed all game long.
He was into it. He was going hard.
He was into it. Then what did you say at the end to him? I was dying.
He was yelling at the Avs to play or get off the ice.
Yeah, play it up.
And
And
the
Rudo.
game, it was 5-2. There were like a minute and a half left. I was like, minute 38, bud. And they'll get off the ice. Don't worry.
He just kept yelling the whole game. It was unreal. Then he was yelling mad at the end, like, get off the ice, MacKinnon. And then
Nice.
Rudo stood up for the boys, was like, all right.
Look, I was good with him being mad at the Avs, and then he was like, started talking about how much MacKinnon sucked. I'm like, dude, was your one guy who actually did it tonight. Like, let's relax here, bud.
Nah, it was fun. You know what? It was fun, and then it's fun to watch. I mean, you get to watch hockey. How bad can it be besides that they lost? You know what I mean? So it was fun. Rudo was singing, kept his shirt on. Thank God.
Look, I was ready. If they tied in the third period,
It was
I was
going
ready. You've covered the rest of my list. Number 2.
Oh, sorry.
You get to watch the Avs. Sometimes that's incredibly frustrating, but even in a night like tonight, you get to pop off when Nathan MacKinnon scores a goal.
Yeah.
You get to pop off when Josh Manson magically puts a puck into the net.
It's a good shot.
It is. He gave it a chance and it went in.
Yeah.
It's all you get. All you can ask for. That's what we're here for, right? If you're watching this show and you're not a fan of hockey, you're probably my wife, to be honest.
You're in the wrong place.
Yep. No qualms about that one. And then number 1, obviously, the best part of the watch along is me being shirtless. Takeover, rather. What's not to love?
You notice how I didn't go to the takeover game?
Yeah.
This is why.
Why?
Got scared.
It's fear.
You should.
Fear of not being able to unsee these things.
That's just part of the whole thing. Shirtless Rudo comes out. That means the Avs won. So you got to take the good with the good on that one. If you want to be part of our next takeover, we do have 2 more this season. January 26th against LA and March 8th against Minnesota. Tickets are available now over at thednvr.com. Get in on it. Come have a great time with us. Either the Avs will win and we'll be partying, or the Avs will lose and we'll be sad together and drink our sorrows away.
They will be shirtless.
Sing your sorrows away.
Also singing them away, too. Yeah, a little bit of that. Whatever you need to get over it, we got you covered. That was the Bet365 Top 5. Of course, you get over to Bet365, get your bets on. You must be 21 or older, Colorado only. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER today. All right. We're also brought to you by the folks over at Red Hawk Roofing. You can go get your roof checked out by these guys. Free inspection. Costs you nothing to have them come out, take a look at your roof, tell you what's going on up there. They'll give you pictures. They'll go through everything. They'll tell you exactly what's up and make sure your roof's getting taken care of. They're available 24/7. They do emergency calls, so if you spring a leak or something, they can come out. They can get it taken care of. They got your back. The best roofers here in Colorado.
So the Avs defense tonight should have called.
They needed Red Hawk Roofing for sure. There were some leaks, no doubt, on that end of it. Go to redhawkroofing.com today. Give them a call. Get in there. They'll take care of you when it comes to your roof. And then we're also brought to you by the Golf Passport. You can go check it out at coloradoavidgolfer.com today. You can get the Golf Passport. It's a fantastic deal. You can get up to 60% off on golf across Colorado, including the Ridge, Common Ground, Keystone, and more. And you get a free golf cart included every time.
The Ridge, right by my house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Avs annual golf tournament is there every year, so it's been like 20-some years.
Yeah, yep. Did you ever play Bear Creek?
Which one?
Bear Creek?
Oh, yeah, in Bear Creek, yeah.
My dad was a member there.
Was
back
he? Oh,
then,
yeah, nice.
And you would see you guys out there all the time.
Yeah. I think Bear Creek was Joe and Joe and Detter were and Peter, I think, too, were members there, yeah.
Yep.
I got a funny story at Bear Creek one time. I'll tell you another day.
They brought
We
the
had
cup
an eating
there.
contest.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah,
Is this the one you've told about the eating contest before? Is that Bear Creek?
Yes.
All right, there you go. Things you can get access to with the Golf Passport. Again, go to coloradoavidgolfer.com for everything golf, news, stories, travel, and tech. You can get in on it. They're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And use code DNVR10 when you get that passport to save even more money. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. I'm going to add some context here. Yes, I think this is a bad loss. Yes, I don't think the Avs should be happy. But also, they're still at the top of the Central Division.
Sure.
You still feel pretty comfortable that this team is better than maybe they've played in the last handful of games. Where are you guys at with Colorado right now? Is this a team that you feel like is struggling and there are significant problems to fix? Is this a team that is in a slump that they're going to get out of? Is this a team that you have no worries about at all? Where does it land?
Good, not great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. My concerns are They have a gooey center in the middle of their forward core.
Sure.
You know, I really like their third line.
A whole lot of you don't know what you're going to get on any given night from a second line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And right now, your confidence in your first line is lower than it has been in probably many years.
Yeah.
Because Mikko Rantanen is just not doing it.
Yep.
I mean, we were this time last year. Everybody else got hurt. Mikko Rantanen was carrying.
He was the best player in the world, maybe for
Like,
that stretch.
MVP caliber year last year.
Yeah,
in my
he
book.
was fantastic, driving the bus for the Avalanche. And right now, the term passenger doesn't.
That's too generous.
Yeah, I mean it's too generous of a term for him. Yeah, so you know with that in mind, like there are things that I like. I'm concerned about Ivan Prosvetov holding up.
For sure.
Like even tonight, I'm not placing blame on him. I just, God, he looks like he's in a lot of panics. A lot of pucks hit him and go places.
Yep.
When you watch the best goaltenders in the NHL, you see a lot of
They're
pucks.
in complete control. Yeah.
They hit them, and they either know where that puck is going next, or it just stays.
Smother it. Yeah.
Prosvetov has a lot of that. Jonas Johansson, big guy that can make the first save and then needs help. And so I'm concerned there. You know, I'm concerned that I don't know how long Sam Girard is going to be gone. And Bowen Byram continues to be just a roller coaster for me. I said before in the pregame that defense is their secret sauce. It's really the thing that drives their success. And so what did they do tonight?
Not so good.
They turned around and gave up 14 high danger chances in this hockey game at 5v5, and 6 of them come in the third period when you're trying to come back from a lead. There's something to be said for desperation and all that, but give me a break here. That's just not good enough. So that's, and like, yeah, you are concerned. Okay, Jonathan Drouin's scoring pace over the last whatever games has been fine. He continues to look like, sure, he's fine.
Yep.
I don't really have problems with Jonathan Drouin. He has to continue to produce in order for me to continue to feel that way. But
Comes with
you
it.
know, like at least he could be like, hey guys, I have like a 2-point game, like a
Last
couple,
week,
yeah,
yeah.
like a couple games ago.
Yep.
You know, where's Ross Colton's production? Where's Miles Wood's production?
Ryjo's dried up a bit as well.
Ryjo gets an assist tonight. Great, finally. Why does it take a demotion to the fourth line?
Yep.
You know, for you to look engaged in a game, for the, you know, to not look like you're zombie Ryjo out there. So, you know, that's a frustration. It's just, it's good, not great. Because great would not be having these big, long stretches of self-defeating behavior.
Yep.
Earlier in the season, it manifested in lots of penalties.
Yep.
And now you're almost wishing that it would, because you trust your PK way more than you trust
Giving up breakaways
and
at will.
2-on-1s left and right,
Yeah.
where you're just like, have an odd man rush. Let's see how this goes.
Yep.
You know, you can't be the Oprah of odd man rushes. You've got to, you've got to lock it down. So I'm gonna say right now, good, not great. With areas of concern and areas, you know, Frederick Olofsson gets a healthy scratch tonight. Is your 4C the problem tonight? No, obviously not. But that is a part of your roster that you need an answer for.
Just need everybody to get back on sync when they had that stretch. And they will. They will. And they're going to get back to winning 6, 7, 8 games here coming up. My concern is I was really looking forward to that homestand. And right now you're 1-2.
Yeah.
Now you got to win both games
Both
left
games to
go
make it
over
3-2.
500.
And, you know, I think they're better than that.
Yeah.
Again, I go back to it. It's giving season. It's the holidays, and last 2 games there's a lot of gifts. And you know, going back to that, I think you touched on something, and I think for me, forget about the person. Sam Girard, the person. We wish him well, and obviously, hopefully, he's doing awesome. But for me, I'm a fan. I'm a manager. I'm a teammate or whatever. Like, I miss Sam Girard. I do, and I just hope that people understand. Like, this is a whole, and I'm not blaming like his absence on the losses, but it just shows you how valuable a guy like Sammy G can be.
Yeah,
and I hope everybody understands that. But like I said, put the personal problem aside. I'm talking about on the team. You know what I mean? But I think it's part of it right now, because not that Sam Milinski's not playing well or Jack or but Sammy, when he's playing well, like he's an important piece of this team.
I love this point, because I think it's more than just Sam Girard. I think Arturi Lehkonen is a big part of this too. You're talking about two players that add a lot of stability to an Avalanche lineup that is going like this year. So I think they do miss a little bit of that. I don't call it whatever you want, the glue guy, the stabilizing factors.
I mean, they're
this
kind of
lineup.
like your safeguards to chaos,
Yeah.
right? Like, those are guys, when they're in the lineup, you're like, they'll have the occasional odd game that gets away from you, but those are guys that they work hard and they're so reliable night in, night out that 8 out of every 10 games, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And those other 2 games, they're either going to be really good or they're going to be really bad, and you just live with either one of them.
Yep.
Because those 8 out of the other 10, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And right now, you're living with Sam Milinski kind of riding the wave. You're living with a Jack Johnson in maybe too big of a role.
Yeah.
Josh Manson in a little bit too big of a role.
Yep.
Owen Byram in maybe just a little bit, at times, too big of a role. And you have absolute mayhem in your forward core.
Yeah.
You have no stability whatsoever in your forward core. There isn't any
Mikko down to Olofsson all the way.
There isn't anything, and you look at the lines tonight when they started the game, they lasted like
4
3
seconds,
minutes.
dude.
Yeah. It was like every shift, or every line got one shift, and then it was like, blam, I'm doing whatever I want.
Yep.
And like, that's fine when we were in the first 10 games. We talked about this when they go to Buffalo and they go to Pittsburgh and things go really poorly, where we're like, this is the team still trying to figure it out. You're in game 27 still trying to figure this out. Bednar needs to start to decide on some things. There needs to be a little bit more of solidifying some roles and expectations on the whole. I understand that in a night like tonight, he's like, I'm sending a message. Ryan Johansen is my 4C. And what happens? He gets the response that he wants. He gets a solid Ryjo night. But he just needs a little bit more help.
Well,
And that's not a criticism of Bednar. He needs some of the guys on the ice
that's
it.
to do some things to justify Jesus. He needs some of these guys to justify roles. Nightly, day in, day out, when I come to the rink, this is what I'm doing.
And I love that point too, because we've seen it these last 2 games where you get halfway through this game and Bednar's like, I don't know what to do here. I need to put Mac and Mikko back together, which hasn't been working.
Right.
And I get it. Over the long term, that is going to be your best option.
Well,
I
and
get it.
A guy like that's going to go based on history. And he's like, over the last 5 years, these guys have worked.
And I get it. And again, I agree with him in the long term. That's going to be your fallback option. But right now, he's begging for anyone to give him a better option. Anyone.
It almost feels like when they're getting ready for a line change, he's just like looking at their jersey numbers, and he's like, tap, 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 tap.
Here we go.
Go. Let's see how it goes. Maybe this goes well. And he is ever the optimist, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to some of these combinations where you're like, this hasn't worked. This hasn't worked. This hasn't worked. They get into the third period. Ryan Johansen goes battle tanking his way out there and flanking him, or Tomas Tatar and Jonathan Duran. And you're like, no, man, this hasn't worked, brother. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Just, this hasn't worked. And I know that he could easily be like, all right, AJ, which line combinations have worked? And I'm going to be like, I don't know, man. And no, like Wood, Colton, and LOC, I guess. That's worked okay. Great. Now what? I've got 9 other guys. AJ. Fair point. Fair point. And that's where it's on the guys that are getting into the game. Go and do something. Go earn a job.
Yep. Exactly right.
Go and do
I
something,
agree.
man.
At the end of the day,
disappointing.
you just need better. It's not a complicated conversation.
It's not.
You need a little bit better. Some nights it's a lot of bit. Some nights it's a little bit. Tonight it's Mikko hits a post instead of scores a goal. It's a puck bounces over Nichushkin's stick instead of a shorthanded goal. It's an ill-advised turnover from pick somebody. There were a million bad turnovers tonight.
Yeah, you don't get 14 high danger chances against because one guy made one mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, I thought Ryan Johansen does the right thing on that goal that ends up on that backdoor. Sam Malinsky and Jack Johnson. Brothers.
There is no universe where the team goes, our plan is Ryjo is the last guy back. That can't be the game plan, all right? It's just not. Is he going to spit it out? He's got it. He's got it. He's good. Yeah. You need better there from your defense. Not Ryjo gets as hung out to dry as Prosvetov does on that play.
Yeah, where it's like he makes the right play. He goes and he seals off the guy and he forces that guy to give it up. And he's got 2 defenders.
Yep.
That are just in the process of getting beat. I'm not even assigning blame to one. I'm just looking at both of them going,
Yeah.
that can't happen, fellas.
Yep.
Malinsky, Johnson, I don't give a shit which guy that you want to point the finger at.
Somebody's got to be responsible.
For
there.
me, I'm just going bad.
Giving him the finger gun.
It's just bad. And that's kind of the whole story of tonight. It's the theme of the game. Is it just isn't good enough.
Be better.
Yeah. You know, the wonderful thing about sports and the wonderful thing about what we do is that we're going to wake up tomorrow
When the Avs won't practice.
and it will be Sunday. I didn't know what day of the week it was. It will be Sunday and this is over.
Yep.
Everybody
new
can just
day.
relax tomorrow. They can do whatever they want to do. They can go to an arcade. I don't know if guys go to arcades anymore. I doubt it. They can go to a pizza parlor.
Ooh.
They can go to roller skating rinks.
Nah, nobody does that either.
Just a bunch of haters.
I'm
You know
not-
what? Maybe that's why they're losing.
I'm not trying to stare at you the way Nick was staring at you earlier,
Jesus.
but nobody does those things anymore.
You know what? Maybe that's why they're losing. Maybe tomorrow they need to have a little pizza party. Pick a place. I don't care. Just not one of the fancy places because
At Roller Heaven.
that's not pizza.
They have pizza at the skating rink usually.
Yeah, just go to Skate City, man.
Man, Skate City.
Go to Skate City. I don't care if you rent the whole place out. Go down, fall down, have a couple of laughs, feel good about yourselves. You know, start to have a little bit of fun and remember that this is fun. This is fun.
Oh, it is fun.
And I know tonight wasn't so fun and that's a job and whatever, but you play a game for a living. We all wish that we could do it, and we all wish that we could do it for $700 million.
Jesus.
But
not.
wrong
I don't
sport.
want to play for LA though.
So true. But I'm just saying, tomorrow is a fresh opportunity to do something.
Look, the NHL season is 6.5 months long.
Oh my God.
Every time you get to wake up and do better the next day. Or, do worse. That happens
And
too.
when you wake up and you're in first place, it's hard to feel like life is that difficult.
Exactly. Have you been in a bit of a bad stretch? Definitely.
Yeah, ain't nobody we're not gonna sit up here and try and tell you otherwise. You lose games, you lose games. That's not the point of playing them. But you know what? If they did bring their book it coupons to Pizza Hut, Eric just keeps saying maybe Mikko Rantanen physically needs to go to Pizza Hut.
Yeah, he had more chances tonight. He had more chances. I'll give him that. I like this game way better tonight than I have the last
I agree
few
too.
weeks.
But when you don't get the pizza,
No. You had wings at Pizza Hut. You
I
know
had
what
wings
mean?
actually.
Oh, there you go.
You know what? That's why my stomach is unsettled. Wings might be a thing of the past for me, boys.
Look, The reality of this is for me, because I know we got a lot of doomers in chat tonight. I know we had a lot of people upset with this game.
It happens. It happens when you lose games.
And that's fine. Like, I'm not telling you to feel any way. You're allowed to feel how you want to feel. But when you look at a team like the Avalanche who are on this bad stretch, they get away with it because they've done the work to put themselves at the top of the division. It's still bad. I'm not trying to take that away. But they can do that and still be at the top of the division. Unlike a team like Edmonton, where Edmonton's at, if they go on a bad stretch where they lose 4 or 5, their season's over.
The rest of the year,
Yeah.
they basically can't do that.
Right.
It's a tough spot.
So the Avs are cashing in the benefits of putting themselves in a position at the top of the division.
Primo problems.
You would like to not cash that in right away, the way the Avs have been doing it.
Yeah.
But you're still okay in that spot.
No, you are, but that's why we're talking about it, because even in a 7-game series in the playoffs, right now you lost the last 2 at home. You lose the next one, it would be like a game, whatever it is, 1, 2, a game 5. All of a sudden it's creeping up on you. I don't want to say the next game's a must-win. What I want to say is, you've lost the last 2 at home. You don't lose 3 in a row, let alone 2 in a row. You don't lose 3 in a row at home, where it's okay. It's not okay. Because if you make things okay, that's how other organizations go about it sometimes. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's fine. You guys call it a country club or whatever. That's fine. You want to be a championship team. It's not okay. And it's I tell you guys, all the time, Mike Keane, Patrick Bagden, it's right in your face at practice the next day because you're doing something that you're doing a wrong route on whatever you're practicing. It's like, hey, what are you doing? We don't do that. And it's like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? There's accountability. So it's not okay to lose 2 games. But you have to figure out, because all of a sudden you'll lose. Now it's a streak. Right? We say that, right? But it's a streak on the other side. Yep. Now it creeps up on you, and you never want to have a losing streak because it can kill a season.
Yeah.
Look at the Edmonton Oilers. You just talked about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now their season is really on thin ice in your December, and they have to go on incredible runs to make up for that awful streak they had.
They have to be exceptional for 60 games.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're talking about Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. They look like they couldn't play hockey in that stretch. They were awful. You know what I mean? And that's what it does. Yep. And so you don't want that to creep up with the Avalanche. And that's why we're talking about it, right? Because it's not the end of the world, but you have to nip it in the bud. A few things that you're doing wrong.
Well, and here's the thing. The Avs, for the most part, have this year with their bad stretches. Obviously, the stretches themselves are bad. I'm not trying to take away from that. You want better. But I don't know if you saw my tweet. You talked about this maybe a month into the season.
Yeah,
about
I saw it,
you treat everything like a 7-game series.
You have to.
The Avs haven't lost a 7-game series yet this year. They're down 0-2 in this one right now with these last 2 losses. Show up. Show everybody what you're made of through the rest of this homestand and the next handful of games.
Look, I'm a millennial, so I don't own any property. But if I did, I would bet it that the Avs win. They beat Calgary.
I would also like to get in on that bet. Mortgage, I'm putting it down.
What's it like to own something?
It's expensive, man.
It seems kind of miserable.
But then again, I'm a betting man, like Rudo is every game. Here's what I would bet on next game. Bet the world that Kel McCarr is going to be Kel McCarr, the greatest player on the planet. You know what I mean? Because those last 2, he wasn't. And there's a reason that they're 1-2.
Yep.
And Kel owns up to it. He knows. And he's not injured. He's playing at the end of the game there because he probably was like, no. Even though it was a lost cause, he's still playing. And it's like, he's fine.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But he's
fine enough to...
He hasn't been
fine enough to play, then it's no excuse, man.
He has, exactly. And he knows he hasn't been good. And he made that bad play there where Ivan made 2 good saves on that breakaway. And then
bail him out.
He's just looking at the sky and it's just like, and then he made a couple circles. Then, he went tap.
Yeah.
Prosvetov, which is the right thing to do. Like, hey, I owe you a couple steak dinners. You know what I mean? Like,
He owes him a pizza tomorrow.
I owe you a pizza.
There it is.
And that's what good leadership is. And Hank Kale is such an honorable player in victory or defeat, or in good stretches or bad stretches. So I would bet the world that he's going to be fantastic. I mean, I said he would. I would have bet the world he was going to be fantastic, but not 3 in a row.
Yeah.
No. I feel bad for the Calgary Flames Monday. Mikko
owes the team some stuffed crust.
Yes.
And then some, maybe.
I like
And
the stuffed
breadsticks.
crust.
Ooh, yeah, now we're talking. On that note, we are brought to you by Shady Rays. Make sure you're getting yours. You can get 50% off your order when you get 2 pairs or more, 2 pairs even or more,
Jeez.
with code DNVR at ShadyRays.com. Tons of choices, all sorts of styles. They got something for everybody over at Shady Rays. And the best part is, for the first 30 days, if you don't like them, you lose them or you break them, Shady Rays will replace them completely for free. So go hit them up at ShadyRays.com. Over 250,000 people have given them 5 stars. And then, if you're Ivan Prosvetov and you get blasted by Josh Manson, maybe you need Bacchus and Shanker.
The best part of that was him checking himself out,
Yeah.
where he was like, looking up there and he's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Go to Bacchus and Shanker today. You can call them at 222-2222 or go to coloradolaw.net to get a free consultation. If you've been injured in any situation where you're not at fault, car accident, something happened at work, there was too much snow and you slipped on a sidewalk, you name it, Bacchus and Shanker can help you. If they think you have a case, you don't pay them anything up front. They take it on for free initially. They don't get paid until you get paid. So go over to the 2 number, give them a call, get what you deserve. Bacchus and Shanker wins. Do we have any super chats? Okay. Any final thoughts?
Just this whole microphone setup. I didn't realize I've been sitting like hunched over this entire
Leaning
pod.
into the mic, yeah.
Yeah. Well, as I've been losing weight, this whole like
You have to
comfort.
relive your whole
Yeah,
life.
like I have to because I've for years now I've been coming in and I move the mic in a certain way and it's at a certain angle, so I'm comfortable doing that. No, I just realized like 2 minutes ago that I'm like sitting like this, and I'm like, oh my God, I look like a human claw.
The claw.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
What
So,
movie?
That's my final thought, man. Is that
Come on.
this is uncomfortable.
I don't know movies.
The
Man.
Liar, liar.
Yeah, liar, liar. Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
I watched it, but I couldn't tell you that scene. I don't know.
I like dumb
He does it
lines.
to his kid, and they mess around.
Oh, Dad.
Nothing can stop the clone. It gets him, and his kid laughs, and
Awesome.
the mom is like, "Oh my God, you're such a wonderful dad."
I'm happy for you guys that you get that reference.
Thank you, AJ. I appreciate that.
I got you, Doug.
Thanks, bud.
I got you with Pizza Hut coupons.
Yeah.
Skate City.
The book it.
Don't
the book it
tell me.
reference was pretty good.
Don't tell me that you guys didn't go to Skate City back in the day.
Oh, totally.
Not
trying to
you. Of course
remember.
you did.
Where's that again?
Skate City? Roller skating rink?
They were
I
everywhere.
might have been there, actually.
They have those up in Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
I just meant when he was a player here.
Yeah.
That's true.
Might have done an appearance there back then, actually.
All right.
Either way, we are out of here for the night. Hopefully the Avs can do better in the next one. We appreciate all y'all hanging out with us tonight. An extra special shout out to everyone who came to the takeover and had a great time with us, even if the Avs did struggle. We appreciate y'all a ton. Wouldn't be here without y'all's support. So thank you very much. We are off tomorrow, and then we are back Monday for another game. Don't know if there'll be a watch along. I think the Nuggets might play.
There should be a watch along because the Nuggets game is like 2 hours before the Avs game is.
Avs is
They're in
7:30.
Atlanta.
So they'll probably be done.
Yeah.
Not going to guarantee it, but maybe.
If nothing
7:30.
else, man, we should be at least good for like a second period and
There
on
you
watch
go.
along.
There you go.
We really should be.
We'll pick it up one way or another. We appreciate y'all. We are out of here for the night, and we will talk to you on Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.